Hey guys, Roy here with Radiant Clean. Today we are doing the windows at a hospital. So it's a rehabilitation hospital. It's got these nice size windows. It's over 200 windows, I believe we estimated. So we're going to be using the water-fed pole system to get to these, but going to have to climb up on the roof to get to a couple of those up there. But this is a new building. It's built about a year ago, but I don't think the windows have been washed since. So the water-fed poles should work pretty well in here. They're dirty. We got some spider droppings, some spider webs. Knock that stuff off there pretty easily. But one of the biggest spots of concern for them is over here, where there's a lot of public inside the building, in the gym area and stuff, and we have bird droppings up there and stuff, so we'll be getting this next. But I'm gonna climb up first, get that out of the way so we can put the ladder away, and then we'll move on to the rest of the windows. But just getting the water running through the reverse osmosis system right now, just to clean that out, make sure we're shooting clean water, and then we'll get up on the roof and go from there. All right, guys, we'll talk to you in a bit. Right, up on the roof. Get this hose pulled out here. Work from the far end. Got great water pressure here. That will help speed things up a little bit. Extend it a little bit more. When I'm hitting it from the ground, I may need to get the step ladder out for some of the top ones, but we will see. Alright, so you can see we're hitting these top windows. The sun's already out, so it's steaming a little bit. I'll get back with you guys once I get back down on the ground, and you can set up a tripod so you can see what I'm doing a little bit better. But just agitating these glass on these. These aren't too dirty up here, so, but we'll get this taken care of and then move to the ground. All right, we're still up on the roof, but now we're doing these lower windows. They're not awful. There's some spiderweb buildup around the frames, but and there's some bird droppings, so this is why we have the scrubby pad. Oh, that might not be bird dropping, that might be paint. It's caulk. From when I built it. That will not come off with my pole. We don't razor windows typically either, especially in a building like this where a lot of it's UV coated. It's just too much liability for scratching and potentially damaging the UV. So generally it's not worth it for us to do that, offer it. You can get a lot of stuff off with just the walnut pad or some quadruple out steel wool. People are sometimes surprised that we can use steel wool on windows. But the quadruple lot, so the one with 4 zeros, is the one of the finest. That will not scratch glass. So we also used it to polish furniture and stuff, but it won't scratch glass, but it will get some stubborn gunk off the window. The walnut pad works pretty well too. That also is not abrasive enough to scratch glass. The benefit to the walnut pad, it's more expensive for sure than quadruple lot steel wool. You can get quadruple lot really cheaply, but once the quadruple lot gets wet, it rusts. So you go through it pretty quickly, and it rusts very quickly, especially down here in Florida. So the pads will stay intact a bit longer, and they're easier to put on things like the pole here. You can't really put the steel wool on there very easily. Alright, keep working away at these, and then we'll go down the ladder, pack up the ladder so we're out of the way. We don't want to be in patient's way. But we'll finish up on these up here, and we'll be back with you in a minute. Alright guys, we did the whole front part of the building. This is very tall, and my pole doesn't quite reach, and this ladder is almost just tall enough. So what we're gonna do, this spider buildup is really bad, so I'm going to do some downstream it. Hit these windows. See how bad this is. That would take me forever to clean with a water fed pole. So what I'm gonna do is hit these with some bleach. Get that cleaned up a little bit first. Save me some time. Definitely gonna need a taller ladder next time I come out here. But I think I can make it work this time. But you can see just how bad this spider buildup is, and it's all on the windows. So, all right, so I'm gonna hit this with the pressure washer, downstream and some SH. Try to eat up some of these cobwebs and spider eggs, nests and stuff, and get that cleaned up before we try it with the pole. Be back in a bit. All right, hitting this with some bleach. Quite sure if my shooter's getting all the way up there or not. Alright guys, we're still working away on these windows here. I hit these spider webs areas with the soft wash system, and then washed it with water fed pole, so you can see it's significantly better. So we're still trying to get those upper windows. So I think we're just going to do this side, finish up here. I've already got 6 hours into this project, and my shoulders are shot. So when you're reaching over your head like that all day, it is tiring. But we did this entire side, did the downstairs banks, and finished up this side. And obviously I pressure washed it, or soft washed it too. So we'll finish up these last few panes here, and then make sure we bring a bigger ladder next time, make it a little bit easier to get those high windows up there. These are pretty tall, so, and I have a long pole, but it's not quite long enough. It's 30 feet, but it's not quite long enough just to reach that top. So if I have bring my little bit taller step ladder, this step ladder is only like 9 feet or something, and then that is like 20 some feet for the extending ladder. So if I get a little taller ladder, I think we can make that a little bit easier. So all right, I'm gonna wrap up here guys, and then we'll show you the results when I finish this job. We'll get that other side cranked out. That'll probably be another few hours, but this is a recurring job for us. This is we're going to do this for them every 6 months, and this hasn't been done before, which is why there was so much spider buildup and stuff. So the next time should go a little bit faster. So the first time you clean, it's always a little bit slower because it needs more work. So all right, we'll finish this up and touch back in with you guys when we're finishing the other side. Bye. Hey guys, we're here with Radiant Clean. We're back for day 2 of doing these hospital windows. It's a Florida Rehabilitation Hospital in Tampa. So we're hitting these. These are tough to get to. They're pretty high. So I did get a taller step ladder to help reach those a little bit. We can reach them. It just is a little difficult. So I'm going to unload the truck and then back it up so I have more room. But it's these specific windows are tough, and they have a lot of spider gunk on them. So that is tough to get off. So we'll see if we can get that off effectively. I might need to change over to, I have the combo brush on today. It's the acrylic and boar's hair. As we're getting set up, I may need to change over to just the boar's hair. We'll see how it works. This one's lighter and it's a little easier to maneuver at those high heights, so we'll see if I need to switch that or not. But I'm gonna keep getting set up here, get the ladder out, get that set up, and then start washing these windows. We've got about half of the hospital done, and we've got obviously this bank of windows here that needs to be done, and all the way down this side of the building. So this will be a little bit quicker today because than last week, because there's not as many cars on this side. There's not the patients parking, so we had to kind of work around that last time, and that was a little bit more difficult. So the only thing that it probably shouldn't be too difficult is these awning brackets or whatever they are might get in the way a little bit, but we'll see about that as well. So I'm gonna get everything set up, get the water flowing, get the filter working, and then we'll get going from there, and I'll check back in with you guys. Well guys, we're just finishing up on this hospital, the windows. This was a sketchy spot. These were covered in spider webs and eggs. And in order to get up there, because it's on gravel, I couldn't really reach very well. There's a 1 foot wide wall that I had to balance on to reach those top windows. So don't recommend doing that at the end of the day when you're really tired. So this job, these windows, because it's the first time we've done it and they were covered in spider webs and stuff, it's taken about 13 hours, so longer than I would like, but it is a lot of windows. It's over 200 windows, some of which are like 20 feet tall. And then obviously what slows it down is our pole doesn't reach quite high enough for these windows. I think we'll have to get a 50-foot pole, so had to move the ladder around each time we kind of went over, so that for sure took a lot more time. But the windows are looking good, and we're gonna wrap up the hoses and the pole and ladders. I'm gonna have to complain to Home Depot. We just got this Gorilla step ladder and the legs are bent, so I'm gonna have to see if I can return that, because I am not too happy about getting a new ladder with bent legs. So alright guys, if you have any questions about any of our work, or if you're looking for window cleaning, solar panel cleaning, house washing, pressure washing, any of that kind of stuff, whether commercial or residential, give us a call. If you're in the Tampa area, we're happy to give you a free quote. So we'll talk to you later, guys. Bye.